Tonight, from Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California, it's Week 10 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Tennessee Titans.
We are about 40 miles or so south of Candlestick Point at a place that first opened back in 2014 as you get a look at Levi's Stadium here in Santa Clara, California. Alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at these 49ers as they enter play here. They come in riding high, just one loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
You talk about this Titan defense.
And this unit, very tough to throw against. Currently second best in the NFL.
And this unit knows exactly where they rank. They're number 2 against the pass in the NFL. You know they have their sights set on being number 1, looking for a big game today.
Another run with McCaffrey on second down.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Back to throw here.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Here comes the 49ers punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Fielded at about the 28. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and it'll be Titan football.
So the Titans set to go to work for the first time. They'll be led out by their rookie quarterback, the latest in a long line of NFL QBs from USC.
And you've got to think that they've got to be feeling pretty fresh. You know, coming off of the open week, didn't have to play, right? Gives them a chance to rest up a little bit, heal some of those aches and pains, and excited about playing again. That really rekindles things a little bit. I want to see how they come out and establish themselves here early.
And that bye week coming right where they want it in the middle of the schedule. They're going to get about 3 here out of this first down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7.
So, CD, you look at this offense and what they've been able to do. 8-0, perfect through the first 2 months of the year. Second half of the season still to come, we get that. But what kind of a percentage chance do you think that they have of running the table?
Partner, I think it's hard to say because history would tell us that the chances aren't good at all. We've seen a lot of good teams get to this point, and then they have that one bad week and takes them out of the running. I'm going to say 25%, and I feel like I'm being generous with that number.
19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
A little bit of space there for the first down run, as that's going to get him about 5 yards. This defense for the Niners, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the 24 now, here's 2nd and 6.
Here's Pollard again. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Pollard will take it up the gut. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line.
44 yards rushing for him on their opening drive of the contest, and it's now 1st and goal.
Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give him the yardage that they need.
And he gets in. Touchdown, Tennessee.
Tajay Spears, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Titans put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And it's now a 7-0 game. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. There's the Titan kick team as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their 2nd drive. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say this is...
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. It's picked up by the Titans. And he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free.
Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free.
And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line.
2nd and 5 from the 8.
It'll be a handoff to Pollard. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3.
Here comes 3rd and the length of the football.
Going to run again here with Pollard. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Tony Pollard, his 14th touchdown now on the year.
And the Titans lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And it's now 14-0. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. And San Francisco gets set to go here. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
He's going to try and take off with it.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
On 1st down, this is McCaffrey.
And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down. From the 46, here's 2nd down and 7.
They're going to look to throw.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
Not many boos just yet from this home crowd, but they may be starting soon as I'm starting to detect an uneasy murmur through this crowd. This offense, they've been lifeless in this first half. And now here's another punting situation and a 4th down.
Offense back out there, and we shine the spotlight on the Memphis man, Tony Pollard.
It may just be the 2nd quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point.
63 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
Anderson. He's got the hook up with Diggs. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards the pickup there.
That's really good play design right there, and it's one that comes down to the offensive line. It's a deep in route, but it's only going to work if that line gives you time in the pocket to wait for the route to develop. Mission accomplished there as they pick up the first down.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into him because they were there to help break that pass up.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now Anderson. That's complete to Ward. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And it'll be 4th down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because He really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
They'll run forward with Pollard. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. The Titans try it, but ultimately they fail on 4th down. And the 49ers are going to get the football back.
Partner, when you see a running play stop short like that, you just know that the defensive front, they won the battle of leverage and created the push back into the opposing backfield.
And for the offensive coordinator, whether you had 1 yard to go or 20 yards to go on 4th down, now you're probably saying, oh, maybe I should have passed it, right?
Yeah, hindsight is always 20/20.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. They'll look to throw. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
The Niners on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Up the gut, McCaffrey. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0.
2nd and 11 now.
They'll set up to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. He'll look to throw.
Got a man, that's Ayuk.
And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that'll bring up 4th down. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This from 54 yards away. And his kick here is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3.
Still trailing here, but they do get the late field goal. Now their defense will try to keep this score right where it is heading into the locker room.
Yeah, and trailing at the break, you obviously don't want to go in off of a negative play. Give them credit for that one. Finding a way to put points on the board, give them any type of a spark, anything to build off of as they try to plan a comeback.
Offense back out there, and we shine the spotlight on the Memphis man, Tony Pollard.
He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the 2nd quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Anderson now looking to throw on 2nd down.
He'll let this go deep for St. Brown.
And it's intercepted.
And the Niners are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
High throw, but the catch is made. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. On first down, he'll drop to throw.
He's got Ayuk once again.
Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime.
First and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's second down. They'll look to throw again.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Titans will take over possession here up at the 44. The one side gets an interception, but their defense comes on the field and picks them right back up by getting a pick of their own.
And I think you saw the same thing that I did, Brandon. As he ran off the field after making that play, we saw his quarterback seek him out and offer a personal thank you to bail him out a little bit as the offense takes the field again.
Good starting field position for them as they come up first and 10 at their own 44. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Now a second and 10.
Looking to throw. Anderson. Left side caught by Diggs. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. A first down there on a pickup of 25. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Has some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone.
The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. First down, and it's Pollard again. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Second and 5.
Now a give here to Pollard. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. From 28 yards out. Butker's kick here is good. And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3.
Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start over in Texas at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, where you see the final score there. Dak Prescott leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. From there, we head all the way out west to see what's happening with the LA Chargers. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. David Montgomery, a touchdown run in the victory. Finally, we're off to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they were losers in that.
Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the third quarter and continue this midseason contest. 17-3 the score as we resume action for the second half on EA Sports. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. That often runs you into a penalty.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Now Pollard. And good yardage as he gets this one up to about the 23. 94 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. From the 23, this is 2nd and 3. Here's Pollard. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. Run for Pollard. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a 1st down there. They'll run. Here's Pollard. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick. He's been decisive. And he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Second down, Pollard again. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. He was trying to clear the way, the big fullback. Instead, he gets a hold.
And you don't see that very often on running plays from those guys because usually they're the lead blocker. Normally, when he gets caught, it's in a passing situation.
Here's Anderson to throw on second down. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 27-yard line. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Adafe Owe there on the tackle.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
From the 23, here's a 2nd and 7.
Back to throw. Anderson over the middle, completes this to Ward. What a methodical drive. This is turning out to be, that time, 9 yards, and the sticks move again.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play.
And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Tony Pollard with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game.
And the Titans take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it was finished off by the 14-yard touchdown run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line.
Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. And they'll go on the ground. The ball comes out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. They'll look to throw now on first down.
That's complete out left to Ayuk.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And that'll bring up second down. Final minute now of the third quarter. Here's 2nd and 8.
And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
Out of the gun now on third down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of the formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there. Couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
Well, he's got a big leg, and when everything comes together, he can certainly hit from long range, but this one's going to come up just a little bit short. A very good effort, though.
They'll run with Pollard. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. That's a first down pickup for Tennessee on a gain of 10. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Right back to him on first down. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. From the 29, here's 2nd and 2. They'll keep it on the ground. Pollard, and he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Now a handoff up the middle. Pollard. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And they'll get him down right about the 20. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a third and about 4 for a first.
Another good run for him. What else is new? That'll put him right at 150 yards for the game, so he's really made his presence felt in this one.
Looking to throw. Anderson eluding the pressure right. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
As we both know, there was a lot that went into why they made him their first-round pick this year. And part of it was what they saw in college, his playmaking ability when things break down. As soon as he saw he wasn't getting a lane to throw, he pivoted and found an alternate way to the marker.
155 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. They go back to Pollard on second down. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Tony Pollard, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Titans add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Butker on for the PAT. And that'll increase their lead to 28. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big fourth-quarter hole. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Back to throw. He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a first down. He'll drop to throw. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they've forced in this runaway contest.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there because, to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10.
Now back to throw.
He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. They'll look to throw here.
Pass complete there to Nakua.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Back to throw again. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
Touchdown! A great effort there. 30 yards.
And the 49ers are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. It seemed like they were so focused elsewhere, they forgot about the tight end spot, and he's the one that burns him there to make this a 3-score game here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
I think there might be a little bit of defensive fatigue from those guys on that side of the ball, partner, because they've been spending their time trying to stop them from all angles. This time, the tight end gets them.
The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag. Flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
And the Titans are going to recover the football. The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them. And field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. That one looks like he'll throw here.
Man open downfield is Diggs. He's got it.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. On 1st and 10, Anderson. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Back to throw. Anderson.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 15-yard line. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Anderson. Flush to his right. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
I like his thought process and his ability to move and get downfield. But what I didn't like was the final decision, to go out of bounds. They want to keep the clock moving. Instead, they give the defense an extra timeout.
Anderson looking to throw on 2nd down. Anderson loses the football. And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. We hear them discuss red zone efficiency a lot, CD, and they almost gave that one up in the red zone. Luckily, they'll have another shot.
And you and I both know that every offensive coordinator, play caller in the league, they take particular delight in their red zone calls because those are the payoff ones. But you can't call a play if your team doesn't have the ball. Got to secure it.
And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately, not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. So this one, a Tennessee Titan victory. And this coaching staff, CD, I think you'd agree, pleased with this overall.